What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, fellow fantasy people? And as always, what is up, the catch fam? You already know what time it is, man. We are rolling right into another mock draft. I wanted to mess around with a 20-man mock draft on the Sleeper app. Let me know if these are helpful or not when it's just me versus the computer. Really a lot of these 20-man mock drafts are more for me to get some experience under my belt as I am preparing to play in a 20-man league this year. So nonetheless, if you do find this video enjoyable or helpful, go and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, baby. You already know, man, it is time for the catch in your life day in and day out, baby. So like 94% of our viewers right now are not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, man. It truly helps us out. It truly helps keeping us going here at the catch. So drop a comment down below as well if you guys find, or if you guys think these are helpful or not helpful. I do appreciate that feedback as well. But nonetheless, let's go out. Let's get Zeke here with the 8th overall selection. And yeah, 20-man league. You want to go out and secure that running back early on. This should go by relatively quickly, and we're just going to see a lot of good players absolutely exhausted off the board before we select again. I mean, it's never going to be pretty in these 20-man leagues. You guys have already heard me say that 100 times. So here with this, first selection of Zeke, and we've got David Montgomery sitting here. You already know who I'm picking, man. I mean, Miles Sanders was available there as well as Chris Carson, but I find David Montgomery to be a lot more valuable than those two guys. And then flipping around to this next selection, we are probably going to target a quarterback or a receiver here. Let's go ahead and see who is available at the receiver position. It gets thin at the wide receiver position very quickly in these 20-man mock drafts. At the tight end position, a lot of good depth sitting here, but let's go out and let's secure a top elite quarterback in that of Dak Prescott. So we better hope and pray that the Dallas Cowboys turn out to have all the firepower that many believe they are going to have this year, because we've got Zeke and Dak on this same team. Time for me to go watch some HBO Hard Knocks and get pumped up about this fantasy roster, right? So at this point in time, we do want to start looking to the receiver position, as it is going to dry up very quickly. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get Jerry Jeudy. I mean, that's my wide receiver one. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is what it is, right? So let's just go ahead and keep monitoring these receivers. I think we're going to have a chance to go out and get a pretty good guy in some later rounds as well. Robbie Anderson is sitting here. I think that is the best value. I like the selection of AB here, maybe a Will Fuller or Jarvis Landry, but nonetheless, let's go out and get Robbie Anderson. And then for some time, we're going to have to stay away from that receiver position. You guys already know that I am targeting my guy, Robert Tonyan, at the tight end position, but let's go ahead and check the running back room, as it is going to thin out like crazy, man. I mean, we're definitely happy that we went out and we got Zeke as well as David Montgomery, but we are looking pretty thin overall. Let's go ahead and try and scoot this down too, so we can see who's available and know that we are also on the clock. So at the tight end position, it has been absolutely devastated, right? There's nobody left. Corey Davis is sitting here looking like the best overall value. There's a couple of running backs and handcuff situations that don't look that bad, but let's not pass up the talent of Corey Davis, presumably being a wide receiver one, especially when we're looking just a little thin at the receiver positions in terms of who we've gone out and gotten. And then let's turn around here, as it is our turn. Not our turn to draft, almost our turn. Now our turn to draft. Naheem Hines is still sitting here. I just don't think we can pass it up, especially with the tight end position being completely dried up. So let's just go ahead and add a little bit more depth at the running back position and the receiver position with those last two selections, and then we will keep on keeping on, man. Just keep, if you're playing a 20-man league, the biggest thing is just don't stress out. I mean, you're going to have to go out and secure some guys early on that you're confident in. For this specific roster, it looks like we're confident in the Dallas Cowboys right now, right? I wouldn't mind going out and getting a second quarterback here, like a Tua, but we do need to start thinking about the tight end position. I mean, it's just been so thinned out. I mean, we definitely missed out at the tight end position. Let's go ahead, just double check the receivers. Let's check the running backs. And really, I mean, J.D. McKissick sitting here, that's probably the last running back we're going to see who holds any type of value. I mean, we know this is a PPR league, right? But that's really all that we've got left, right? And Tua's off the board now. So really at this point, we're just looking at the top ranked players, and we know we need a tight end. So let's go secure Jared Cook. I mean, not the prettiest tight end one, but if you have conviction in that, Chargers offense, then Jared Cook looks like a pretty good selection for a 20-man league, right? So at this point, we just need to go out. We need to get the 3 best players available. And I want to talk about another tight end if I can find him. Yeah, this is, I don't know how to say this guy's name, right? But Big Ben is targeting the crap out of this guy. I'm going to go ahead and select him because, dude, he looked outstanding in this last preseason game we saw from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And like I said, Big Ben seems to have some faith, especially in the red zone, in this guy. I'm going to call him Pat F. Pat F needs to be on your draft board, especially in these deeper leagues, but I won't be surprised if he breaks out and has a really nice year. So looking at these receivers available, it is ugly, man. So you kind of just have to go with your conviction on who you have the most faith in. And I can see John Brown breaking out in that Raiders offense and becoming relatively fantasy relevant, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll secure John Brown here. And then we do want to add some depth at the quarterback position. So let's just see if there's anyone still available. It looks pretty ugly at the quarterback position. We can't even go and get our guy Zach Wilson, right? Who looked outstanding in this last preseason game as well. So the Saints quarterbacks, and we've got Drew Lock, so we've got the Denver Broncos quarterbacks, so we've got the New England Patriots quarterbacks, and there's Taysom Hill front and center for everyone to look at. So really, it's pretty ugly right here. And nonetheless, let's go out and check. I think Darrell Williams, is a sneaky value here. Let's go ahead and pick him up. We never wish for injury on anyone, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is dealing with some injury. And I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Darrell Williams also is dealing with some injuries. Concussion, but nonetheless, it gives us some stock in the Kansas City offense. And if anything is going on with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darrell Williams can come back sooner, then we at least will benefit from that, right? So let's check out the defenses available, looking very thin. So it's really, for me, it's between the Chargers and the Bears. I'm just going to go ahead and get the Bears for the sake of this mock draft, and then we'll move along, and then we will go ahead and get a kicker. So let's go ahead and crack down this roster. Once again, if these mock drafts go by too fast for you guys to get any sort of value, or if it's just not helpful in your opinion to watch me draft against the computer, please let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, that feedback is always appreciated. So let's go ahead and see what kickers we have available here. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and get Brandon Mcmanus, and then let's break down this roster. So at the quarterback position, we've got Dak Prescott, and that is it. No other quarterbacks on this team, which is completely fine. We think that Dak's going to have a great year, and more than likely we could go out on the waiver wire and get one of the New England, well, let's see, some of those guys got selected, some of the Patriots and the Saints quarterbacks, right, and Teddy Bridgewater's off the board, but nonetheless we could go out at some point in the season and pick up a good waiver wire addition at the quarterback position. At the running back position, we've got Ezekiel Elliott as well as David Montgomery, and then we added some pretty good depth in some later rounds here. We've got Naheem Hines off the board, as well as J.D. McKissick, and then Darrell Williams as well. So I actually feel, from a 20-man standpoint, I feel pretty good about those running backs overall. A little bit thin at the receiver position. We went out and got Jerry Jeudy, who I'm very confident in. I think he's going to have a breakout year. He's got a very easy strength of schedule from a fantasy perspective. We went out and we got Robbie Anderson. I think that's a great value where we picked him up, and I think he's going to be a very serviceable wide receiver too. And then we went out and we got Corey Davis, who I think is going to have a very good year, who's starting to creep up on a lot of draft boards overall. And then we went out and we got John Brown in a later round. I think a good kind of sneaky value, has some potential to be a receiver number 1, if not a receiver number 2. At the tight end position, we went out and we got Jared Cook, who not the prettiest tight end, but like I always say in these 20-man leagues, it ain't going to be pretty, and there's going to be some specific roster spots that are going to be a lot less pretty than others. But I'm telling you, you got to get I need to figure out how to say this guy's name. Pat F on the Steelers, as it says right here, breaks out with 2 touchdowns, right? I mean, only 3 targets overall, but 2 of them in the red zone, 2 of them are touchdowns. Fantasy relevant nonetheless. I mean, a rookie in this offense. So, I mean, we know that Eric Ebron is here, but nonetheless, if Big Ben likes a guy, Mike Tomlin's going to get him on the field and let Big Ben target that guy. So kind of a sleeper value for me right now, and someone in these 20-man leagues I'm definitely thinking about who could potentially start to move up on draft boards as week 1 gets closer. And then we went out, we got Brady Mcmanus as our kicker in the Chicago Bears defense. So for a 20-man league, I actually feel pretty good overall with this roster. Please consider subscribing. Like I said, over 90% of you guys are not subscribed, and most of you guys are coming back and watching more channels. Get the catch in your life every day, man. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll take a moment of silence. Okay, should have hit the sub button by now, but in all seriousness, thank you guys for at least considering subscribing and at the very least viewing this video. Nonetheless, it is truly appreciated, and as always, I thank you guys very, very much, and remember, you saw it here on The Catch.